can just sit and be by the fire.
But if you don't want to talk, then you don't talk. You know what I mean? But if you do want to talk, then we put this on.
Which one would you like?
What would you like?
Can I just take it just in case?
Just in case.
Welcome to Been a While, and it's been a while since you've been here, like never, and this is your first time. So I understand you guys are first-time RVers or first-time full-time RVers. Is that describe both of them, or
Yeah.
have you RV'd before?
Thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is Rachel and Patrick and daughter Rowan and Finn somewhere over there, and from Wisconsin, the great state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So glad
Thanks for
to have
calling
you
it
guys.
great.
Yeah. It is. I
a
love
great
Wisconsin.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, we first time in an RV and first time RVers, both.
Nice.
Yes to all the above. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have never RV'd before. You just go out and say, let's buy an RV and we're going to hit the road full time.
Growing up, I had some experience with like pop-up campers and a bunch of campgrounds and things, but never full RV living.
Okay. So what on earth prompted you to say, okay, I don't know if you sold the house or just bought the RV, but what prompted you to just go, okay, we're going to live on the road full time and take 2 kids with us?
Yeah, I think our kids were actually a prime motivator for that.
Really?
So part of it is our kind of family values and values as a team and
Sure.
a couple. But we found that while we're really, really close to our amazing family back home, we just found that a lot of times just suburban life wasn't really in line with our values.
Okay.
And so we found that we were trying to get out of Dodge a lot. And always good to come home. And eventually we just started doing some research and thinking, well, how could we? Like, what do people do? I think we started with thinking about a van.
Yeah.
Then quickly decided that with our 9 and 12-year-old that it was going to be not enough space for
Yeah,
what we
that would have
wanted.
been tight.
There's a lot of elbows.
Yes.
Lots of elbows in a small van.
Especially if you're on
Lots
a
of
conference
elbows.
call.
We have lots long elbows and limbs as a family for sure.
So I assume you homeschool. So, and now I spent all night thinking about this. So I'm sure I've heard it before, but if that's true, does that make your kids Rhodes Scholars?
We're going to call them
Absolutely.
road schoolers.
Yes,
Yeah.
Road Scholars.
Road
Yeah.
schoolers. I like schoolers better.
Road
Goes with
Scholars
the.
is a scholarship, a very prestigious scholarship.
I love
A
that.
Road Scholarship.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so our plan is kind of going back to what Rachel was saying with the values. Like we're really strong about experience being a great educator.
Oh yeah.
And so we're going to go obviously to national parks and museums and all kinds of things. And instead of just, let's do the hike and call it good, which will show a lot and provide a lot of value. There's also really rich history of indigenous cultures and art and all kinds of things that they can get immersed with on the spot. So we're really excited
cool.
to kind of connect that to where we're going.
Okay. So what's your, say the next 30 days, what does that look like?
30 days. Well, after we leave this wonderful spot, which I encourage everyone to come to, it's really beautiful.
Listen to
We're headed to Parker, Colorado for a night, and then we're going to Kanab, Utah for about a month. And in Kanab, Utah, we're going to hang out with Bryce Canyon, Zion National Park, get off the beaten path, go see some really cool things that they haven't seen before. Hit the Narrows, go to Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, do a lot of really cool stuff like that.
Awesome.
What were you going to say,
Rowan,
Rowan?
you have a...
We're also gonna go to the animal sanctuary.
Oh, very nice.
Meow.
Very nice. We have some chickens. They're not,
That's
that's
what they
pretty
say.
much what they do. Yeah. So if they lay an egg, you can hear them over here.
I love
do
that.
What they call the egg song. So
Do they sing as they're laying an egg, or
No,
is that like
usually
the
after.
precursor?
After,
Oh,
yeah.
there's in celebration. Of what
except
they've
for
done.
I've seen a few of them. Sometimes one will lay an egg and the other will be on the rack looking down at them and singing for them.
Oh, nice.
So it's just kind of
It's a
funny.
team effort.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is. Yeah,
that.
in some cases.
Support each other.
Yeah. So anyway, well, that's cool. And now you guys work full time as well as RV full time. How do you? Now you've only done this what, a week now? You said.
We've been doing it a week. Yep.
Wow.
But in that week, we've had snow, rain, sleet, frozen temperatures, tornado warning, and sunny days. So we've covered a lot in a short period of time. So we're practically veterans.
And that all sounds like a lot, but actually we were unfazed by all of it. So I think we did a good. I think
awesome.
Our RV is handling everything just fine.
And you're facing subarctic temperatures out here, or at least we've got a fire to keep.
Oh no, this is great.
Keep this half is warm. This half we won't talk about that.
Oh no, it's lovely. From Wisconsin, we're totally conditioned.
Oh, that's
this,
true.
So, yeah,
that's
we're
true.
ready.
Yeah, that's right.
This is actually pretty balmy for the morning. We'll take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I think I told you, Patrick. I'm not sure if I told you. My daughter lives in Wisconsin. Did
That's
I?
right.
Yeah, I told you last night. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so she loves it.
And up north.
Up north, yeah.
Yeah, which is about 6 hours. We were southern Wisconsin, so
Okay.
that's like a totally different
Yeah.
climate and temperature, almost. So,
Yeah, amazing.
yeah, it is nice.
She said that.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, she told us last night she's got 30 gallons of sap to boil down to make syrup right now, sitting outside. So she'll be making syrup all day today, I guess. So,
Nice.
Oh,
Anyway.
it smells so good when you walk. I just love a syrup fire.
oh, I
Love
bet. I bet.
Puts all the other fires to
The
shame.
Northwood.
No, sorry.
No,
I'm just kidding.
not this one. This one smells great too.
Okay, good.
I smelled it
Northwood
before I
smells
saw it. Going back to work though, so I think over the past few years we've been working to become remote with something like this in mind. And so I own a business, and I have the good fortune to have a really awesome team who can operate it while I'm not there. And so all of the things that I do as an owner, I can do from wherever.
That's amazing. Can I ask what the business is?
Yeah. ARF. I love how you're just making sound effects as answers to any questions.
It's kind of like a living emoji.
Yeah, this is good. So, ARF.
Verbal emoji.
So, yeah. I own a residential pet care and dog farming business
Nice.
in Madison. So, it's great. We have a team of 20 dog walkers and sitters, and
wow.
and they're really amazing, and then we have a support team behind them, so all our sitters always have backup. So it's really nice.
Man, that's
cool.
amazing.
Oh!
How cool.
And
how long have you owned that?
Actually, my sister and I, we worked together to purchase it with our family as well last fall. So not that long at all. The business itself has been around for 12 years.
Okay.
So yeah, it was our first business purchase. We had started a business before, so it's been a really, really amazing and rewarding experience for sure.
You learn a lot, like quarterly taxes, things like that.
Yeah.
We're not talking. Yeah, let's not go
the
there.
best.
It's that time. It is.
It sure is.
Tax talk.
No, it is that time of year. Yeah, so there will be lots of doing taxes from the road next year.
Yeah, no
or
kidding.
next week, I should
Next
say.
week, yeah.
And then he's got his full-time work is a lot more full-time. So.
Okay.
So I work for a tech company, and we're a global tech company, but we all most of us work remote. So so long as I have good internet, I'm set. And we're a global company that works for state and local governments to improve like public trust and community engagement.
Okay.
And so it's a really cool opportunity to continue to support that mission-driven work, but also just get out and about and enjoy and be with the family too. So.
That's awesome. Now we had one couple that stayed here probably last year, maybe the year before. They were both working. I think they worked for a major corporation as well, and they did. And anyway, they had just a van, like you guys were talking about a van. So every morning their routine would be to turn the seats in. And then if one of them had a conference call, they would walk all the way to the back of the van, which was 10 feet.
Yeah, not too far. To the office.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, we had some moments last week where I would have a call because some of our company is in United Kingdom, some is in Israel. We're a globally dispersed group. So I have a call like at 7 a.m. And so I'm set up in our little dining area, and I have headphones on, and it's great because it's noise canceling. But the family's just getting their cereal and getting their orange juice and getting their stuff, and I'm just like chatting with someone from the UK, and it's great. It worked out pretty well, and everyone's really we're all respectful for each other, and Ro comes
Sure.
to get a hug on camera, and it's great.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
yeah,
That's
so-
very cool.
Yeah, your team's been pretty supportive too.
Yeah, they're excited.
They're really excited for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
one of them wants
yeah.
to do it immediately. She's like, I'm looking at when my lease ends, and
Uh-huh.
taking notes. So yeah, it's
Oh,
it's
that's
fun
cool.
to see.
Is she U.S. based or?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We'll tell her to come on over.
Absolutely,
We'll let
yeah.
her stay here too. So. So what about backgrounds? Now, where you said you are kind of working for this, towards this. What are your backgrounds? What have you done before launching out in your RV?
Yeah, actually, the most relevant experience I have is owning a food truck.
Oh, really? Oh, fun.
Yeah, so the big rig life, like I accidentally got thrown into it
Uh-huh.
and had to learn about a lot of things as it was breaking. So,
Yeah.
so that's been fun to kind of get an upgrade in
Uh-huh.
a really awesome RV where things are a lot nicer than what I had dealt with before.
Yeah.
But as far as just traveling, I was really fortunate that my parents were always really into travel, and so I got
Oh,
to go
yeah.
to Europe and when I was a kid, and then we didn't do a ton of like transcontinental travel though, and so there's still a lot of the country I haven't seen. So a lot of this is definitely motivation for not only the kids to see
Oh,
it, but
yeah.
for me to see it too.
For sure.
And there's some parts you haven't hit also. So
Yeah.
how about you, Lev?
Yeah, so I actually got my start in law enforcement, and then moved to government, and then over the course of about a decade, moved to the dark side of tech with a little bit of a stint as an outdoor adventure guide. And I think the ability to just that connection of the outdoor life, the traveling life, but also the mission-driven work, it has been things that have resonated from my values a bunch.
Uh-huh.
So finding this company, developing professionally there, but also being able to balance that with just tying into the nerdy, creative, adventure, hiking, weirdo side is
That's awesome.
the right kind of balance. Yeah.
And if you can, unpack the dark side of tech a little bit.
Oh yeah,
What's
yeah.
that look like?
So I was in government
Uh-huh.
for a bit, and then when I moved over to tech, I actually started for a SaaS company, software as a service company.
Right.
And when I first started, I worked on the data and implementation side, and very quickly they're like, "You're not a data guy. You're a customer facing person."
Okay.
So quickly promoted to what's called customer success. And if folks aren't familiar with customer success, it's the ways that we help provide value for customers for their long-term strategic vision. And then fast forward 5.5 years, I've worked in a couple of different companies, all either law enforcement or government tech related, helping law enforcement agencies and state and local governments to achieve their goals with the products that we have.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're a busy guy.
I can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like to unplug real hard. So
Yeah. I hear you.
We're the type of people who tend to fill the holes in our calendar, no matter what. So it's up to us to make sure we're filling those holes with the things that we really want to do.
Oh yeah.
Museum.
Oh, that's very cool. Museum.
She says museums. We all like museums, so that usually works out okay.
Yeah, that's true. There's a
We
couple.
have a
There's a
bunch of-
nice children's museum here in Lincoln if you're ever able to stay for a little bit longer.
nice.
There's a quilt museum, and believe it or not, there's a roller skating museum.
Oh.
So, do you roller skate?
When did we roller skate?
Sounds like we got some itineraries
At
to add.
the field trip.
We roller skated at the field trip, and that was, you've roller skated a few times, but she was
I
really
only-
into it.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
coming back.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's a little tiny museum, but they do it there. It's right here in Lincoln.
So
So
let you try on the skates.
you can try. I've not been there.
You're like, I would
personally.
like to try the 1842 skate.
Really.
As they just disintegrate on your
The
feet.
mono skate, one wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Unowheel.
The
Unowheel.
Didn't work out well in the 70s, but we're trying to bring it back.
It all worked in the 70s. What do you mean?
That's true.
Yeah,
They made
that's
it look
true.
real
If you
good.
survived, it worked.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So yeah, I need to go there and check it out. But then if you're a car guy, we have Speedway Museum, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
one of the best car museums I've heard. I can't. I've not been there, so I need to expand my horizon just a
Yeah,
bit.
you got such a backyard.
I
Better go
know
check out.
it.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know. I kind of like what you've got going on here.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy
I
it
wouldn't leave
myself.
much either, but
Yeah,
I
no,
have
no.
property like this. Yes.
So, and then there's always taking down limbs that fall down. So we've got plenty to do here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, honestly, when we were talking about kind of next steps, like what do we do? We're not super excited about kind of our trajectory and just kind of hanging in our house and what can we do instead? And, we've always kind of flip-flop between, maybe we get a farm and we both love to learn. And so there would be a lot to learn there.
Yeah.
I grew up on like a mini horse farm, but it was
fun.
it's more of a hobby farm. So that's more
Right.
like we dabble kind of a thing versus, every day has a routine.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that, but I think ultimately our love of travel kind of pushed us in this direction, at least for now. But we really want to learn from people like you who have spaces like this, and maybe that's our destiny one day.
Yeah. No, we've only been here 8 to 10 years, somewhere in that ballpark.
Only.
And I really never thought we'd have an acreage. Just didn't think it was in the plan. And this came available, and we love it. So we love the open space, and we hit it just before COVID. So we didn't have all the worries about being, obviously we went into town and did what we were supposed to do, but out here you just don't have to worry about that. So we
just breathe in the clean air.
I went to get some landscaping materials. We were doing a lot of landscaping, still are, but it was really funny. This was right after it became a big thing, and we were in the landscaping store, and I was asking them how their business was. They said it had just boomed, and all of a sudden one of the guys coughed. Everybody got quiet, and everybody looked at
Those are when coughs stop traffic.
Exactly.
I still have some of that residual knee-jerk fennel cough. And be like, disease.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to go explore a little bit?
Yeah, you can
Seem
run
a
around.
little
You can go
antsy.
see the chickens if you
Go
want.
check out those chickens.
You want to stay? Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome to stay. So I kind of come from the background of everybody has a story, and I won't tell you my story about how I got into that mode, but do you have a story? Do you have something that maybe it's you two together, maybe it's something in law enforcement, just something that strikes out as this is something that if I was sitting by a camera someday and somebody was asking me about what my story was, this is what I'd say, which is what we're doing.
Yeah, no, I love it.
So
I'll take the first shot if you'd like.
Go ahead. I have to think a long time about which story. There's many.
So this is kind of the story of how we met. And it's really kicked off the full next chapter of our lives, which is the best and most exciting part of my life.
Yeah.
Aww. Stop.
Did you guys hear that? This is how guys should be.
It's true.
I was a canyoneering guide in Zion in 2018. And then I had a friend who had me set up to, this is a true story, so watch out, to be a pirate tour guide in St. Thomas over the winter.
Oh, cool.
So I flew out to St. Thomas to be a pirate. I would climb on this recreated pirate vessel, and we would sail around to different locations and talk about kind of pirate history and lore.
You know what I have to say next. You've got us talking pirate just a little bit.
Well, sure, me, John. That's where we're going there in St. Thomas or in the high mast, as it were.
He was waiting for you to ask.
I bet.
You did a great job.
However, none of that came to fruition. I made it out to St. Thomas, and for a number of uncanny circumstances that were outside of a lot of people's control, a lot of stuff fell apart. My housing fell apart, the job fell apart. There's a lot of things that just didn't materialize.
Yeah.
So I was a very stressed out individual swimming in a very beautiful bay, Megan's Bay, stressed out about money and what I'm doing and where I'm going. And the plan was to get back to Zion in 2019, but I had this about 3-month gap. I need to figure out what to do. So Madison was a safe spot for me. It's where I came from before I went to Zion. So I was like, you know what? I'll go back amongst friends. I'll kind of lick my wounds and learn from my lessons and get it back out to Zion. So I was on a plane. We can call it a plane. I could touch the pilot from we're like here in this little rickety bucket to fly from St.
man.
Thomas to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing that, I'm applying madly for jobs in Madison, just to bartend or serve or something like that,
Sure.
to kind of bide the time. And then in Puerto Rico, I sent off a Craigslist. I found a Craigslist ad for this bar that was opening up called Full Mile, and I immediately was like, okay, send my resume in. When I landed in Madison, this was Wednesday night, I got a response saying, hey, could you come in tomorrow at 11? You're free.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, I happen to be free. I just landed from St. Thomas to Madison.
Yeah.
Then I walked in at 11, and my hiring manager, my boss, was this one.
Oh,
And
okay.
Full Mile was opening up the next day, and they were doing their staff training that night. And so interviewed, got the job, had a whirlwind of 80-hour weeks of just setting up a really cool brewery experience and connecting with a bunch of staff and connecting with her and all kinds of good stuff. And we were fast friends, and then it built from there. But it was a really interesting serendipitous piece where consequences can turn into really positive direction for your life.
Yeah.
And so
Boy, no kidding.
had I stayed a pirate, I never would have met Rachel, and I think that I would have been poorer for it.
Man, that is awesome.
What's
Very cool.
right now?
Very
Yeah,
cool.
you were around,
So yeah,
so
see stuff. Yeah, I like what you said about sometimes it looks bad, but if you give it time, I'm saying you said it way better than I'm saying it, but it looks terrible. Things look tough, and you give it a little time, and great things can happen.
Yeah.
So
That was a great way to
everything-
say that.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah.
fog and the smoke has to clear, and beautiful stuff comes out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, that's way better than yeah.
No, we're working together. We're with you.
Something for everybody.
Do you have a?
Oh gosh, ooh,
uh,
it's hard to follow up
can-
that one. I think there's a series.
You were
of
hiring for people at a bar. Yeah.
hiring for people. I was understaffed, really concerned about opening.
This weirdo island guy came in.
Now, no, he's
But
someone.
when he talked pirate to me, I
Yeah,
knew
he
was
talked
the
pirates to
one.
me, and that was it. Actually, that's probably pretty true. Yeah, no, I think it was one of those things where we, as far as our story goes, lots of serendipity involved, and we were not looking for anything.
Yeah.
Tell
And-
a story about me.
You want to hear a story about you too? Well, that's not surprising. Let me see if I can insert you into the story. Okay, are you listening?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think that's definitely a part of it. I think we feel really strongly that your life is a reflection of the people around you
Yeah.
and the energy around you. And I think sometimes we get a little stuck sometimes, and it takes a lot of courage to continue to grow.
Right.
And I think when we met, we'd gone through a lot of life changes. We have an amazing co-parent in their biological dad. And that said, that was a really tenuous time for all parties. And they were, let's see, like 3 and 6 at the time, maybe a little bit younger. And so I think at that time I was just kind of coasting. I think being a mom, having young kids, you learn how to dream for your kids, and you kind of forget to learn how to dream for yourself sometimes.
Gaga.
Yeah.
And I remember one specific moment. I think this was like early on in our relationship when it had become more than friends, and we were laying in his hammock on his patio, and he just was asking me about my dreams, and I had a really I was able to remember the dreams I used to have, but I didn't really have any current.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And I think he's an amazing coach and storyteller and dreamer, and just kind of helped to remind me how to dream, not only for me but for all of us as a unit, and not just for these guys.
Did you get in there okay, Rowan? You happy with that story?
Probably not.
So what's your dream right now?
I think honestly,
I mean, are you living it?
we're
Is this-
living it. We're living it. I think this was our dream. It felt it was like when's a good time, and then we just kind of realized there's never the perfect time, and we took a trip down to Texas in December to visit my best friend, and the ways that we can connect when we're together all day, when we're doing things as a family, when we're just the pieces of our days are more connected. Those are the types of interactions that we love the most. And knowing that, we only have so many years with these guys, we just want to make the most of it. So
Absolutely.
we were like, we had a fun question. What's the fastest we could get on the road? Like, could we do it in 2 months? Could we do it in a month? And we decided, no. No, some people definitely could. I think we have some more, there are ways that we could do it and, retroactively learn a lot of things, or we could do a lot of research and try to get out.
Yeah, that's a really good call out though, because for a long time we were doing the opposite, right? We were like, what's our 1 year, 2 year, 3 year plan to get out? And sometimes you absolutely need that for like a really good strategy, but the flipping on its head and be like, how fast can we actually do this was the game changer for us to be like, we can actually make this happen. And and why not? Like, we're the ones in our own way at this point.
Nice. So how long was it from let's think about this to here we are doing it?
So the very first thought, I would say at least maybe 3-4 years, but then the action, you have a different answer. Go ahead.
That's for you.
Okay.
For you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, me, lifelong, forever.
I think a couple years ago, there were just some conversations of like, I'm ready to leave Wisconsin whenever you are. And I was like, what? I wasn't really planning on necessarily leaving because we have really, really strong roots. So that that was really, he kind of lived that nomadic lifestyle and had like done all the things to know, like, I'm going to be okay. Like, the people who are important in our lives will be there and they'll stay. You get it, bro?
Thank you.
Save the Kleenex.
So that he was waiting for me to be ready. And I think that took a couple years of hard processing. And I think them getting to an age where we felt okay kind of not having as close proximity to their people, their family, so, and then from the short term is from December, 5 months. We made it happen in 5
months.
4 to 5 months.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Now, did you sell your house or do you still have that?
We have it rented.
Oh, you have it rented.
Rented
Nice.
it out.
Okay, so somebody else is helping
Which was
pay for
really easy to do. We thought it might be harder, but
good.
Yeah, we were worried because again, I think your brain fills up all the worries
as
quick as it can, right?
It
so
has
worried,
to.
like, well, what if it doesn't? What if it's rent? Like, obviously, we can't. That's a lot of money. A lot of afford it. It rented in less than 4 days. So we're like, okay, well, that was easy. That was an imaginary villain.
Yeah.
And for anybody thinking about it, he made a good call and just found a really good, like, highly rated property management company where we were, and just gave it to them. And they listed it. They dealt with everything.
Wow.
Like, pretty affordable as far as like how everything shakes out. Highly recommend. It's just one. We say this a lot. One less thing to worry about. It's like a quote from Hamilton. One less thing to worry about. We said that a lot over the past 4 months. But a lot of like one more thing to worry about too. But
oh man, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a really amazing culmination, and we were talking about this on the road yesterday with our walkie-talkies because we're driving 2 separate vehicles. That's something that might be interesting to talk about. But
yeah.
on our walkie-talkies, we were just remembering doing a lot to honor the journey because it's just been a whirlwind up to this point.
Yeah.
But just also reflecting on this is the first thing that we've really hard charged as a unit. Like, we were both all in. And it's amazing how much you can get done together when you are all into something.
Yeah. For sure.
So that's the interesting question is like, okay, we got on the road, we're doing it. What's the next thing we're all into?
Yeah. So right now it's just being on the road.
That's right.
It's going for the next 30 days. And
so
how far out do you have kind of planned?
We have up until August. Yeah,
and then you're going to reassess and figure it out from there.
Yeah, so we're doing Kanab, and then her mom is actually a really incredible Ironman triathlete.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing Kanab, Utah, and then we're going to swing over to Chattanooga, Tennessee for an Ironman to support
That's all right. It'll just
You
blow.
can leave it right by that chair, Bobo, on the ground so it doesn't blow anywhere. Oh,
Pick it
or
up,
just keep
put it
at
on the chair. Put it down
Where?
by your feet, and then it won't blow away.
Perfect.
There
Nailed
we
it.
go.
Yeah, so we're going to Chattanooga, Tennessee to support her mom, with like a week in Texas to hang out with one of our mutual friends, and then Chattanooga back up to Madison by way of Cincinnati for about a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then Madison for about 2 months. We have some family traditions that we do. All the families come together for a lakeside cabin week,
Oh,
so
nice.
we'll do that.
Nice.
We have a 5-day bluegrass festival that we're going to go hang on the RV with and check that out, Blue Ox, which is going to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the end of July, we've been discussing, do we want to turn left or right? Do we want to go West Coast or East Coast? So right now,
Yeah.
I think we're closer to East Coast. We'll probably head up to Acadia and Maine and then start
Mhm.
working our way down for winter to Florida area. But
Man.
we'll see.
Well, that sounds good.
A lot of big stretches to start. I
Mhm.
think ideally, come the late summer and fall, those treks will be a little bit shorter distances and longer
Yeah.
stays. But we had some things planned, and we wanted to honor those instead of just being like, okay, we're leaving by.
Yep.
And
That's cool.
It's made the transition for them a little easier too.
Oh, sure.
Because
yeah.
they know that we're coming back for a little while.
Yeah.
And Wisconsin summer just can't be beat. When you survive a long winter in Wisconsin, you want to be able to enjoy the benefits of
Yeah, my
Wisconsin
my
summer.
daughter talks about mud season. Hey, Finn,
Hey Ben, are you gonna come on camera?
you can say hello.
Put on your camera face. Oh, he
That's
walked
Finn
away.
going that way.
For anyone doing backstage, this is the face.
That's okay.
That's all right.
He's backstage.
So yeah, my daughter talks about there's 3 seasons: winter, mud, and summer.
Yeah. Yep. We're in
Winter,
mud right
fall,
now.
spring,
Yeah.
extra mud.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Anyway, she loves it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so tell me about towing. You're driving 2 vehicles instead of towing one?
Yeah, so we had, before we started this,
You can wait.
we had a minivan and a Subaru.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of this, we have a Jeep Gladiator. So
Uh-huh.
the minivan and Subaru did not make it through the changes, which is all good. We did trade-ins and some other stuff.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure that we can maximize the space at RV sites, right? Not everyone allows full trailers or
Right,
even
yeah.
car dollies, that kind of thing. So we went back and forth on the best solution.
Uh-huh.
Turns out, we found the Jeep. It's a great vehicle, so we got that, which can be flat towed. Right now, it's not set up for flat tow,
Mm-hmm.
so we're just waiting for a good time. We got all the equipment in a pretty rushed timeline. And
Oh,
we're like, we can
okay.
either extra stress over getting this flat tow done now, or
Just drive for a while.
just drive for a while.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you need to leave it here, we'll take good care of it.
sure, yeah.
No,
Just leave the
that's
key
so
just in
nice.
case, right? Yeah.
Perfect.
Just in case, yeah. Well, it needs exercise.
Absolutely.
It's got to haul some gravel for you. I mean, it can't just sit
That's right.
dormant. It's a working vehicle.
It's a
That's
working
right. That's
vehicle.
right.
Yeah, no, I think a big part of what we talked about at the beginning was setup. What's going to be the best setup for us? And it's
Right.
really hard to know when you've never done it.
Yes.
Um,
yeah.
So again, we were like, maybe we could rent something and just try it out and see. And we
Uh-huh.
decided to hard charge it because
Yeah.
we wanted to be in it, just get out there. And so we decided to do, it was trailer or Class C. I think that's what we narrowed it down
Uh-huh.
to.
Yeah.
And we went with, ultimately we went with the Class C
Uh-huh.
because we didn't have a truck to tow it. And then we ended
Yeah.
up getting a truck.
That's funny.
So that's the fun circumstances of it all.
Yeah.
But we've only done 1 day of driving 2 vehicles, but it's worked great.
Oh, good.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And it's nice to, we were in our research, we found you have the Class C, and we didn't even consider bringing another vehicle until I read an article about a mom who's like, we just need a break. So we bring the other vehicle just so one parent can be in the other vehicle for a while.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's
So that wasn't the impetus behind bringing the other vehicle necessarily, but it seemed like maybe a little bonus and a perk.
So we have the
Yes.
RV, and then we have Sanctuary. Yeah.
good. Exactly.
That's what we should call it. We've been trying to name it. Maybe Sanctuary is a good
Sanctuary
name.
might be a great name. Yeah, absolutely. That's
But then
funny.
ultimately we did go with the other vehicle, even if we do put and that's the plan, to throw a tow package on it, is so that when we're parked in a campsite, we can just zip around and not have to worry about it.
That's, yeah, I've heard a lot of folks that they kind of wish they had another vehicle that they could just run around in, but it's towing can be a pain too, because then you have to unhook it and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But driving can be, so yeah.
It's all, we say pick your suck a lot. It's a lot of pick
exactly.
your suck.
Yes,
like which
it
one,
is.
which you want to deal with.
Yep.
And I think with the initial setup, you just kind of have to go for it, and you'll learn fast.
Yep.
We see a lot of families who start with the motorhome and then they end up upgrading to like the truck with a big fifth wheel.
Yep.
Or something, which maybe it is an option later, but we're pretty happy with what we got.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's fun. I envy you guys. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I like that you're doing it with your kids while they're still around. I think that's very cool. You don't see, most of the folks are retired, quite honestly, that come here. But there's a few younger, but most of them are retired and don't have that whole family thing.
We're curious how many families we're going to come across. We're hoping to find some.
Oh, sure.
So they can.
They're out there.
Yeah. They're out there.
They're out there. Yeah.
Post-COVID, there's a little bit of a boom there. We're just kind of seeing like there's just more communities who intentionally try to meet, especially if we have families and kids and are homeschooling and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
I think the age for them is pivotal right now too. Like it just, I'm sure not all public school systems are the same, but the one that they were in was good enough academics, but just like the social environment is just, it's not good for kids anymore. Like it's
one of our RVers, I'm sure she'd be, well, she does anyway. I'll just say it. She has stayed here a couple times, and she was beat up 3 different times in her school as a teacher, and finally decided that was probably enough of that.
Yeah.
So
and that's,
goodness.
and
that's worst case. Yeah.
It's rough,
that's worst case.
But
we've
seen just true like behavioral and like authenticity changes in Finn and Rowan both, from like what they're exposed to and the environment that they're in, and like what's normalized among their peer group, right? Like Rowan's in 3rd grade, and to me it feels shocking to say. Maybe some parents don't find it so much of a big deal, but to me it's shocking that like every one of her kids, her peers, all have cell phones, and they're all on YouTube, and they're all doing like and I'm
pretty much free range to do whatever they want to do.
Neuroscience, resiliency person. I have a master's in forensic psychology, so I really like geared towards all that kind of science.
So helps. I need to be careful what I say.
No.
I'm just kidding. You're
We're not
coming out great.
But all of that is like just this massive cognitive like stunting of development that's happening.
Yes.
And you see it left and right.
Yeah.
And for them, we're the strict parents because we don't want to have them have cell phones, and like we want to, so we always joke that like every parent traumatizes their kid in some way. We don't want to, but it happens. So
it does.
If we have to traumatize them with experience and adventure, then so be it.
That's what we're gonna do.
Man,
that's a good
love it. Yeah. So I've been watching a lot of homesteading videos, wishing that back in the day that I kind of live vicariously through these guys that are doing the homesteading, and it's the same thing. It's what you guys are doing. They're just at a homestead.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys are at an RV stand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
one of my really good friends, he owns a farm out in Wisconsin. Blueberry farm, chicken farm, crops farm, all kinds of stuff. And we love it. His 2 kids, they're 2 and 4 respectively, and they are just the feral wild children, and I love it. It's like they're barefoot out on rocks and doing it, but the level of like, one of them speaks better than most kids, and like the 4 grades higher than her. Like there's just like such different developmental strides that happen when you can just be out in nature and just do stuff.
Yeah. And it's so healthy.
Yeah.
It's so healthy physically, everything about it. So I've got a cousin, he's a second cousin in Milford, which isn't very far from here, and their kids are like that. They're wild kids, and it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful experience. So
the childhood that they're ultimately supposed to have.
Yeah.
Evolutionarily, they're designed to have a childhood like that, and so
you're right.
It's really when we wanted that for our kids, but unless when we talk about the farm, like it's so hard to expose your kids to any of that if you're just living in a house in a suburban neighborhood. It's just
when
really
it's a
hard.
field trip, it's tough, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, now I'm
It's
being put to work versus
yeah.
like, this is what life is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
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 So that was the big thing, and I think we're really grateful for the people in our lives who've helped influence that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
now here's something to think about, and I don't know how it would work. I have no idea how it would work. But one of the guys I've listened to, podcasters, will Joe Soliton, and he's got a farm and runs it completely different than many people run farms. So anyway, he's really big in have your kids do something to make money when they're young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you would do it from the road. He would have his kids sell chicken eggs and things like that and do stuff like that. I don't know how you would do that from the road where they could have something that they could sell, but it gives them a sense of self-value. It gives them a sense of more meaning.
We've talked about that, but we don't have an actual answer yet. Just like you, we're still trying to figure it out. But we do know both of them are like wildly creative kids, and we want to be able to funnel that and channel it in a way that works for them, but also helps with things like financial literacy and planning and like the more skills that you need as an adult that no one teaches in school, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's a great idea, and I what was his name again?
Joel Soliton.
Okay, Joel Soliton. Yeah, I'd love to look into that.
So you'll have the homestead before you know it.
Yeah.
it's likely. Yeah. It's likely anyway.
Yeah.
This feels
RV
like
will be on blocks and covered in corn cob. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Well, you can convert it to a chicken coop.
There we go.
See? Now,
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a tiny house. It's a tiny house
There
for
you
people
go.
to come and stay.
There you go. Yeah. No, there's all kinds of things. But yeah, it's really cool to see what his philosophy is and some of the things he's done. But anyway, there's a lot out there. Yeah, I really wasn't much of a podcast guy until October of last year. I had several road trips myself and had nothing to do but listen to the radio or listen to podcasts, and just it's changed me, and it's actually what's preceded us doing this here. So
I would say we were so excited to see that read in your listing that you were doing this. And because we had considered starting something similar when getting on the road.
It's actually really funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We talked maybe a couple months ago, and I do too many dreams and not enough doing. So I was like, oh, what about this?
That's what we did.
And we were talking, and I was like, what if, like, in every campground we go to, we have a podcast or YouTube called Howdy Neighbor, and you just go talk to your neighbor and just do a little story. And then, lo and behold, here you come with this beautiful idea that you've already created, and I love it. I was just so excited to see this coming. So I
see. There's a lot of, from what I've seen, there's a lot of podcasters that'll go out there and talk about their trip. Here's the canyon I visited. Here's the thing. But the Howdy Neighbor, I love that because that's pretty much exactly what this is.
Storytelling.
You guys come to us. You're the. It's not about me. I can't come up with enough content to make it interesting for like maybe one time and
every other week.
Every other week, yeah. So that's where it comes in with folks like you that have a different story, different life experience that I love hearing about, love capturing, and sharing it with others. So we'll see.
I love it.
But boy, I love that concept because that's exactly the thing. You meet new people, you talk about them, and you find out their story, and you find out what you have in common. Find out differences, and I'm a big believer in celebrating differences as much as you celebrate likenesses.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I could go on about that, but
no, I love it.
We love what you're doing.
That's what we're all about. Yeah. The meaningful connections driven through stories are just powerful. They're huge.
They are, they are.
And it's achieved best and easiest by traveling because it's hard to
hosting boondockers at your house.
Hey,
exactly.
Well, you're doing the same thing.
Yes,
exactly.
Super smart. Yeah.
It's just hard to meet new people.
It is. Yeah.
These days, and so it just feels authentic in a way that is a little lost. So
well, I can tell you, in 110 people that we've had stay here now, we've had one or two experiences that were not great. They weren't bad, they just weren't great. All other had just been wonderful.
Yeah.
So we love it, and just RVers in general are just great people. So
awesome.
I hope you do that. I hope you start that. Keep me posted, and if you get a YouTube channel and all that, let me know. I have no idea where this is going to go, if it's
Well,
going to
we're
go
I
gonna
wish
work
you all
together
the
to climb this
best.
ladder
Yeah.
for you.
Let's make it happen.
No, this
Yeah.
is great.
I hope
So-
it goes wherever you want it to go.
Well, are you familiar with Mr. Beast on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my goal is
Just
to
casual
to
number
beat
one.
him.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just get invited to
No, I really-
Oscars or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Maybe a
Actually,
Peabody. I'm not picky.
I don't even want that. I just just to get people stories out there. That would be a blast.
No,
I
love
love that.
Anyway.
Well, and I think in this format, it's lovely because I think it's natural. Like people come. We've been the people who have arrived somewhere. We before the RV, we did a lot of hip camp.
Oh yeah, hip camp is cool.
And that's what we realized is we love to stay with people because kind of the same deal. It's just like it's the best people, and you end up swapping stories authentically and organically anyway. And this is a really nice it's not formal, but like let's sit down and actually intend to share our stories because we're going to do anyway.
The intention of that connection. Yeah.
Yeah, my last RVers were a little camera shy. They didn't want to get on camera. They had some fun stories. It's like, shoot.
Just talk into this one.
Ignore that thing over there that's looking at you with one eye.
You could just have like an armchair bonfire side summary of what you learned. Yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, well, I appreciate you guys doing this. I either need to get another log on the fire, or we probably need to let you guys get on the road. So you're heading out today to Parker, and I didn't tell you this. I lived in Colorado Springs for several years, my
gorgeous.
wife and I, and I was in Denver for a couple of years too. So yeah, we love Colorado.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah,
Why did you end up leaving?
Come back for family.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if I had known that we would have come back to this, I would have come back sooner.
That's a good sign.
But but then it took us about 4 years to get here. But we love it.
And everything happens for a reason. That wasn't available then, so.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely
He was
right.
waiting for you on his own time.
It's actually a guy that I worked with. One of the guys, local guys. CEO of a company here in town that just decided it was time to get out from the place. It's an old house, 1912-ish, somewhere in there. So it was time to go, and we just hit the timing just right to jump into it. So.
I love the history that you wrote up on your listing. It's
good.
It was really cool to read.
All right, fun. Well, we'll let you guys hit the road. I forgot to I was going to bring a jar of jelly out to thank you for. Do you guys do jelly? Some people don't.
Love a good jelly.
Okay.
Love a good jelly.
Well, I hope
so
you.
nice.
It's jelly. I don't know if it's good, but we've had
Love
some
a
good
jelly.
comments. So I'll grab that before you guys hit
Thank
the
you so
road.
much.
That's really
But to
kind.
thank you for your participation today.
Absolutely.
But any last comments before we
Last
hang it up and let
comments.
you guys get out of here?
I have one, and then you can go. If
Go
you
for
like.
it.
I can't remember. I think I read something maybe 2 weeks ago that just felt really timely for everything that we were doing and all the work we were doing, being at the height of all the clamoring to get out the door.
Yeah.
And it was, if you live in one spot and you stay in that spot, it's like reading one page out of a novel.
Oh, wow.
And that's really resonated
I love it.
with me, and I actually used it on the kids. I don't know if it resonated with them as much, but maybe it will one day.
It will. It absolutely will.
Yep. That's my closing
What a cool
comment.
perspective. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
I love that.
Absolutely.
That
But I
may be
think
the headline on the.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing is really amazing because you're bringing some of those pages to you.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
You have
Love that.
the esteem and the honor of being like the scribe, right? The old historical, viewership. You're the one cataloging all these incredible, rich experiences, which is, I think, super high honor.
Admirable.
So
It is an
you
honor to be
taking
able to
that
do it. So, well,
under
thank you.
stewardship. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the only thing I'd share is for anyone who watches this or anyone who's on the fence about anything at any point in my life where it's been high or low, I've always come back to the idea that you can choose your life or your life will choose for you, right? So like the active choice, the ability to stay present, and the ability to really be almost ruthless about what's important to you and where you want to go.
Right.
It kind of ties into the page, right? Like you can turn the page, you can stay on it, but it's up to the power of your own choice. I think that's
Awesome.
huge.
That is huge. Wow. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
you.
Steve.
What
Do you
a
have
great-
anything for us?
Yeah, what do you got? Words of
Put you on the
wisdom?
spot, yeah.
Boy, I don't know. I'm too busy absorbing. So no, I love these. So this is fun. So I guess my closing statement would be you better come back and stay with us, and we want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And if we have any jelly left, you'll get another jar.
I can't wait for more jelly, good or
More-
otherwise.
More jelly.
By then, hopefully, we're making something we can give you too.
There you
That's
go.
Just
There you
as
go.
questionable.
We're going to timestamp it. The next episode will be called More Jelly.
More jelly.
More jelly.
Not this episode, but next episode.
Next time.
I love it.
Oh, good deal. Well, thank you guys. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Appreciate your time, and I know you're anxious to get on the road, and
We're not anxious at all.
I'm
It
anxious
feels
to keep
great.
talking, but just a little warmer would be nice. So,
More logs.
more logs on the fire. So, well, thank you again, and have safe travels, and can definitely come back and see us.
Thank
Thank you so
And
much
for all you
hospitality.
watching, come on out and been a while with us. All right.
Been a while.
Been a while.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rachel.